Okay. You know that smell when you walk into a Tim Hortons? That coffee aroma, the buzz, the morning rush? It's pretty Canadian, right?
Definitely. That feeling is familiar to so many people.
So here's a thought. What if that whole experience, getting your usual order, could actually, like, talk back to you?
It's an interesting angle. We're doing a deep dive today based on some information we've looked at about a potential voice assistant for Tim's, maybe called Timmie.
Exactly, Timmie. It kind of makes you wonder about the future, doesn't it? How we interact with brands we use every day.
For sure. Forget the app for a second, all the tapping and scrolling.
Yeah, imagine just, speaking, saying what you want, asking about new stuff, maybe using your points.
This Timmie idea seems built on something called a voice model, basically. The tech that makes it understand and talk back.
Right. So our mission here is to unpack this. What is Timmie? How might it work, hypothetically? And why should you care? Why could this be a big shift?
Well, maybe we should start with the current situation. Like, what's sometimes frustrating about ordering Tim's on your phone now?
Good point.
Hmm.
I mean, the app works, obviously. Lots of people use it.
Sure, it's functional.
But you still have to pull out your phone, open the app, tap through the menu, select everything.
Hmm.
It takes focus, hands-on.
It does. It's a very visual process. Requires attention.
So Timmie suggests a different way, streamlined. Just using your voice seems, well, way more convenient on the surface.
So let's dig into that. How might it actually work? The info we have gives some potential examples.
Yeah, they paint a pretty clear picture, like you're rushing around, maybe getting ready, and you just say, Timmie, order my usual for pickup at Liverpool Road.
And that's it, just like that.
Seems to be the idea. Or, maybe you're driving and think, what's new? So you ask, what's the newest donut available?
It's aiming for that natural conversational feel, almost like talking to a person behind the counter, but through your device.
Totally. And here's a really neat part. They mentioned integrating rewards. Asking something like, can I redeem my smile cookie points for a coffee?
Ah, okay. So it's not just ordering, it's managing your account too.
Seems like it. Bringing all those pieces together into one voice interaction.
Which, when you think about it, aligns with how voice assistants are popping up everywhere else. Alexa, Google Assistant.
Right. But this is applying it very specifically to that daily Tim's run. The scenarios described really help make it concrete.
Yeah, let's walk through those. They give a good feel for how it might play out.
Okay, first up, there's Emily in Pickering, Ontario. She's a nurse, busy shifts, early mornings, hands probably full, maybe commuting.
So fiddling with an app isn't ideal.
Exactly. Instead, she could just use her voice, maybe through her car system or phone. Timmie, I need a medium dark roast, black, ready for pickup at 698 Kingston Road.
Simple. And could Timmie then maybe check her rewards?
That's the idea. It could confirm and say you have enough points for a free coffee, want to use them.
Nice. So she says yes.
Reward applied. Coffee's waiting when she gets there. It's about that speed and hands-free aspect.
Yeah.
Super helpful for someone like her.
Okay, scenario 2. Dev in Calgary. Different situation.
Yeah, he's got a toddler with him. Needs breakfast for both. But wrangling a kid and an app, that's tricky.
Been there. So voice makes sense there, too.
Definitely. He could ask something specific like, hey, Timmie, what breakfast options are under 400 calories?
Instead of scrolling through the whole menu while trying to keep an eye on the little one.
Right. And Timmie gives suggestions, maybe even add, how about adding a smile cookie for your child?
Oh, so it's helpful, proactive almost.
That seems to be the vision. Asking for what you need, getting relevant answers, even with distractions around, makes it family-friendly.
Okay, and the third one? Amina in Montreal. This one highlights something else.
Yes, accessibility in language. Amina prefers French.
So she'd speak French to me.
According to the concept, yes. She might say the equivalent of, Timmie, order me a filter coffee with oat milk, in French.
And Timmie understands. No need to change settings.
Exactly. It just adapts, processes the order in French seamlessly. That's a big deal for inclusivity, making it work for more Canadians.
These examples really do highlight the potential upsides. What do you think are the main benefits jumping out from this concept?
For me, honestly, it's the simplicity. Just speaking feels easier, faster, less friction than navigating menus.
Yeah, that reduction in effort is appealing, especially for something you do often.
And the speed. Getting your order placed in seconds. That's valuable time back in your day, whether you're a nurse like Emily or just, anyone grabbing coffee.
True. And thinking about Tim Hortons itself, what's in it for them? The material touches on this too.
Well, inclusivity, like we saw with Amina, reaching more people in the way they prefer to communicate.
That could definitely broaden the user base.
And loyalty, right. If Timmie remembers your usual, suggests things you might like, reminds you about points.
It feels more personal than just tapping buttons on a screen.
Way more personal. That could make people feel more connected to the brand, more likely to stick with it. Plus, fewer errors, maybe. Faster processing behind the scenes.
Yeah, reducing mistakes for manual entry, speeding things up at the store level, those are operational benefits. Less friction equals happier customers and smoother operations.
And it sort of extends the brand, doesn't it? Tim's isn't just a building. It's this helpful voice you can access anywhere, home, car.
Makes it more integrated into your routine.
Okay, let's talk about the name they floated. Timmie. Why that name? There seems to be a reason behind it.
Yeah, the source material says it was chosen to sound playful, familiar, trustworthy.
Makes sense. It's not like Voice Assistant XT5000.
Exactly. Timmie sounds approachable.
Yeah.
It leverages that existing affection or familiarity people have with Tim Hortons. It sounds Canadian, friendly.
Right. It's meant to feel like a connection, not just a tool. Your personal link to Tim's, wherever you are.
And this ties into what the info mentions about the company behind the concept, Voice Model. Their belief seems to be that brands should have a voice.
And for Tim Hortons, specifically.
The goal described is for that voice to sound like home.
Sound like home. That's evocative. It captured that feeling we talked about at the start. The comfort, the familiarity of Tim's, making the digital interaction feel just as welcoming.
Yeah, creating an auditory identity that matches the physical one.
So, wrapping up this deep dive, what's the main takeaway for you when you think about this whole Timmie idea?
For me, it's really seeing how conversation, just talking, could become the way we interact with everyday services. It's not just a small tweak. It feels like a potential fundamental shift.
I agree. Ordering coffee, snacks, things we do all the time, but doing them through voice, it changes the dynamic.
Which leads right back to that question posed in the material we looked at.
Right. If you could talk to Tim Hortons, what would you say?
It makes you pause and think, doesn't it? What would you ask for? How convenient could it actually be?
Definitely food for thought. And maybe one last thing for you, the listener, to ponder. If voice tech makes sense for getting your Tims, where else could it fit into your daily life?
Yeah, what other routine tasks could be transformed just by speaking?
It opens up some interesting possibilities about the future, that's for sure.